Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, and welcome back to the Thursday stream. We are going to be playing some Space Engineers, and we are joined tonight by Lying in Bedmont. There we go. Audio's a little quieter now, or music is a little quieter now. Right. But yes. Good evening, everybody. How are we all tonight? Hello, Shadow. I hope we're all doing well. We did some behind-the-scenes work. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of behind-the-scenes work. Yeah. Also, I'll wait until Lying's actually ready. But
And by behind-the-scenes work, you mean we did literally the entire last stream over again?
yes, the last stream over again and then some. So what happened basically?
Have you ever seen Groundhog Day? It was a little bit like Groundhog Day.
Sure. We could go with that. Basically, when we finished the last stream, me and Lying decided to do a little bit of extra work after we'd finished the stream to get some stuff done. Because honestly, a lot of this sort of thing in Space Engineers is very repetitive. It's a little bit boring.
Right, as it were.
Yeah. So we did a little bit of off-camera work, and at one point the world actually crashed. And when we loaded the world back up, it had reverted to the way it was when we started the stream.
To be clear, Space Engineers does have a autosave feature that is usually enabled and can be configured to be however frequent or not you want it to be.
Yeah. When I actually went to check the autosave settings for the world, it was disabled, and I don't know why, because the worlds are usually...
Why would you turn it off?
Yeah, why would you turn it off? The worlds are usually set to have it enabled by default, and I didn't turn it off, but obviously I didn't turn it on either, because I thought it already was. So, in that vein of things, it meant we'd lost a bunch of progress. So, we spent, 3.5 hours worth of progress. So, we spent a good, 30 to 40 minutes redoing everything that we'd done in the stream in Creative. And then after that...
Which does mean we have cheated in a couple of things, because...
Yes.
I, for instance, had made half of a cargo drone. You can't spawn in half of a cargo drone.
Yeah, exactly. And I
now have a free full cargo drone.
I, for instance, had made half of an entire dockyard. And you can't really spawn in half of an entire dockyard either. So I basically rebuilt the dockyard. And that's as far as we've gone. We've redone what we accomplished last stream, expanded upon it a little bit, and that is where we are now. Which is where are we now, Lying?
Well, let me see. I'm at the iron mine. So I'm here making sure that all of the most important resource gets processed and everything, and you're over at the harbor.
I'm over at the harbor.
I am steadily working on a heavily programmed drone empire over here. I think you're making a boat.
I'm actually not going to be making a boat this stream. This stream, I'm going to be making myself a little vehicle that can actually get over the mountains. Because I'd like to get over the mountains, and I'll be honest, the heavy transport, I don't want to drive that up a cliff again. That wasn't fun the first time driving down. I don't want to try driving it up.
Is this you admitting defeat to flying vehicles?
No, it's not me.
You're still making a wheeled vehicle?
No, I am making a flying vehicle. I will admit that. Hi, Unity. Hi, Lydia. But
Why
what
not make
I
a tunnel
want
through the mountain? Because it's a big freaking mountain.
I do want to make a tunnel through the mountain, actually. That is something
Yeah,
that I want to
that's
do.
maybe a project for an entire stream.
Yeah, like, that's not a project to start now, because we do not have the resources to start tunneling through the mountain. And I do want to do that at some point, but at the moment, that is not a good idea.
Yeah, at the moment, flying is still the optimal.
Yes, at the moment, flying is the optimal solution.
If we had a straight line track from here to there, then it would be just like, yeah, wheels are way better. But
Yeah.
since there is a big heck-off mountain with no tunnel in the way, we have to drive around it, so it's much easier to fly over it.
Yeah, so what I'm basically going to be doing is I'm going to be building myself a light cargo transport that I can use to get to and from the iron mine. I'm also going to start building the mining rig for the magnesium, because we are going to need a lot of it.
I'm gonna go quickly grab a fresh cup of tea.
That sounds like a lovely idea. I picked myself one up just earlier. But, in the meantime, I can show off what we've done over here. So, this is the pier for the construction of the Nevermore. And it's relatively large. When I say relatively large, I mean it is ridiculously large. And the Nevermore is maybe about twice the length of this pier. But one of the things that I did do while I was, while I had the ability to creative mode things up, as it were, is I voxel-handed the basin here, which I was originally drilling out. I voxel-handed it all away instead. And for those of you that don't know, voxel hands is essentially Space Engineers' terraining adjustment tool. And it's what map makers use to do X and Y thing and stuff. In this instance, I have used it to carve out a channel for the construction of the Nevermore. Yeah, just a small ship, Shadow Harry. Just a small one. And in that vein of things, it means that we now have enough space to actually build the Nevermore should we need to. Or when we need to, rather. There's no should about it, really. Let me very quickly put down... Oh, I don't have any steel plates. I used a lot. But yeah. Steel plate. Wait. Anywhere? Maybe in the... No steel plate. But yeah, as I said, lots of steel plates used on all of it. Because, yeah. There's a lot of stuff. Right. Put that down there. Pom, pom, pom. There we go. Right. I need Chatterino up. Okay. Right. Give me... Where is it? Where is it? It's the projector. I need the projector. Blueprints. Nevermore. Board. Nope. So, yeah, Shadow, this is, or Shadow Array, this is the ship that, we're going to be building. If I can actually, there we go. And I'm gonna need to put that projector further out into the thing because yeah, this ship is massive. Hold on, let me about that. There we go. Okay. Let's get a better view of this, shall we? Yeah. That ship is what we're going to be building here. It's not small. It is not small in the slightest. That is the Nevermore. It is the, it is a submarine carrier ship, essentially.
Right. Okay. All running on my end now.
Good, good.
Yeah, so for the benefit of my chat, every single thing that we did last time on this save got undone, so we had to cheat everything back in.
Yeah.
Hence why I now have the entirety of a cargo module and not half of one. But, yeah. Espa, thank you for the sub. 38 witchy burps? Yee. Very witchy burps. Okay, what is the status of this module? 8 gyroscopes, 2 connectors, docked, thrust disabled, power charging. Yes, okay, good.
Yeah, I'm just showing the stream on my end, the projection of the Nevermore, as it is now complete. I've spent ages in my construction world designing this thing. The design is now complete, and it can be built. I'm not doing that today, but it does look actually like the projection looks really cool sitting in the bay that I've built it now. Like it actually looks like it fits, and I like that.
Right, the first thing I need to do, I think, today is to fly over back all the way to the cobalt mine. Because by virtue of cheating things in, I didn't actually have to go to the cobalt mine to finish the cargo module, so I still have no cobalt.
Yeah, sounds about right. Also, Shadow Array, the reason I call you Shadow Array is because
There's no shadow, isn't there? There's multiple shadows.
There are multiple shadows in my chat. You've got Shadow Array, Shadow Toiga. There's like, yeah. It's not a case of... Like, if I could shorten it, I would. But I can't. Because then it's like, I say the word shadow and 5 different people go, yes? It's like Wasted and me on his stream. It's like, Lucian, you did a thing. And I'm like, what? What did I do? No, I mean the other Lucian. That's why he calls me 5 nowadays. It's annoying. Ari is also good.
How much power I got in this thing?
Fair enough. There's only one Lydia for now, Lydia. Like, yeah. These things crop up when you least expect them.
Okay.
No, Steven.
This thing is ready.
No, I won't have to move the bridge. The bridge is intentional. It's just that the projector is in the wrong place. I just put it in because I wanted to show off. Like, I'm really happy with this ship, but I'm also really happy with the fact that I managed to design a lifeboat that can actually float and is relatively small. Like, quite happy with that. Oh right, I also need to put the harpoon mod on this world at some point.
Harpoon mod? What is this, Sea of Thieves?
Well, slowly turning into that apparently. Yeah. Okay.
Right, I have approximately 26 minutes of power. The cargo module, thankfully, also has some solar panels on top, so that's helping me a bit. But off I go, hopefully, to the cobalt mine, which I don't have coordinates for. I have the iron mine, I have the magnesium mine, and I have home base. I don't have the cobalt mine.
Because I gave you the cobalt coordinates last stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. There we go. Okay. Copy to clipboard.
The fun of going back in time. Okay. Yacht. Show on HUD, please.
I'm gonna very quickly deconstruct the projector now that I've shown off. I'm gonna deconstruct this projector so that I can actually use it to build the vehicle that I've been wanting to build.
I love the what's the phrase here? The spectrum, the gradient of the programming in these vehicles that I've got, because the truckleweed is the dumbest of all of the things I've programmed so far. It only knows two things, and that is staying stable to the gravity and cruise control. The cargo module it's hooked to is smarter than it. And then the drone that I've been working on for like the past week, basically, after I realized I spent basically half of our last stream together just flying the truckleweed back and forth, is even smarter still. Oh, and this truckleweed doesn't have the software update either, because the toolbar still has manual control of cruise control.
Huh. Interesting.
Wow. Thankfully, I have the truckleweed OS in my things here.
Oh, I need to... Flying, quick question.
Yes.
How hard would it be for you to all, like, 10k iron out here?
Not difficult at all.
Great.
Can I get cobalt first?
Yes, you can.
Because you're like 30 kilometers away. Cobalt is 16.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Just like, I would like a shipment at some point.
Right. Okay, well, 65 is definitely going to be the max this thing can go for right now.
No, Stephen, the dock is not going to move. The projector is going to move. And therein, the ship is going to move with the projector. I'm not going to build a ship inside or on top of the dock.
Trying to maintain 100 because it is basically a flying brick.
Not what I'm doing.
So yeah, the code for the truckleweed right now is just trying to maintain level and speed. That is it. It doesn't even care which direction that speed is in, so theoretically if something hits this really hard from the side, it will still think it's maintaining speed.
Huh.
Whereas the cargo module that's attached to at the back here actually it's turned off all of its lateral thrusters so that it doesn't fight whatever it is currently attached to trying to move it.
Oh.
But if the truckleweed loses connection, it will turn those lateral thrusters on and actually stabilize itself, so it'll stay put. It's got full actual like major readouts on the side, so the glowing blue square over here is actually a system readout. And then the drone, that I hope to make tonight, is a finite state machine, which means that it is at least as intelligent as an NPC from Half-Life 1.
You know, this is worrying, Lion. You're slowly but surely creating artificial intelligence in space engineers, of all things, and I don't think that's a good thing. Space Engineers is renowned for being, well, janky as all
Space
fuck.
Engineers is renowned for having terrible physics problems, not intelligence problems.
Oh no, Goodbot is an idiot.
Well, Goodbot isn't an AI either, it's a chatbot.
I suppose.
Oh yes, the Troubleweed
well,
also
what I
doesn't care
actually
about
need,
altitude,
Triax, is
whereas
just
the
shipment
drone
of
actually has a
iron
thing to
from,
maintain
Lion.
altitude because of the event I had a couple of times last stream where it was pitch black and I was flying through on cruise control, and the next thing I knew was my altitude meter was dropping rapidly.
Because you almost
Because
hit
of
the
these
mountain.
massive mountains. That go to like 5k into the air?
Something like that, yeah. I mean, hey, at least it's not like standard Space Engineers terrain generation where you get mountains which are really fucking high, but are also like the slope up to them is incredibly long, so you can't really tell you're on a mountain until you're at the top and you go, oh. Or the ones that are just like vertical walls directly up. Those also exist in standard.
Yeah, I did have to add a sensor to the drone when I was designing it, just so that it had some concept of things it's about to hit at its altitude. I do need to make that a little bit smarter than it is, but bleh. The fun thing is, because of my gradually increasing knowledge of how things work in Space Engineers coding, I can more or less take the Hermit Crab drone I've designed for taking this cargo module to you and back. I can just take its code and slap it on basically anything. I could put it on a large ship if I wanted to.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, reusable code, the best kind.
I mean, do remember that at some point we are going to end up having to fight some, well, drones, I guess. So we may want to consider making, well, combat drones. Definitely a possibility.
Yeah. Be entertaining if it turns out my drones are more intelligent than those ones.
Well, those drones are designed by Lucas, and Lucas is renowned as being one of the most terrifying AI NPC creators, actually. So,
Right.
good luck.
Is
with that.
this in-game lore or is this actual person?
No, this is actual person. Meridius Lucas is, or Lucas Meridius rather. They are
Lucas Meridius Andronicus.
Possibly, yes. That might be where their name is based on. I don't know. But yeah, they are renowned as being the creators of some of the most dangerous AI NPCs in the game, in modding. And as a matter of fact, I believe that the ROS and other factions in this are a branch of his mod. So.
Well, as it happens, I made a tweet about the Hermit Crab drone that I was making this past week, and admittedly I did tag the Space Engineers main account in that tweet, because I forgot that hashtags are probably a thing, and I don't know what the hashtags are for actual Space Engineers. Yeah, and it was just a matter of, like, do not put programming into your game because I will spend every single night programming very loudly and preventing my partner from sleeping.
Sounds
It was just
right.
like, it was literally just a screenshot of my Notepad++ file of the code for the crab drone. So, then, like a few hours later, I get a message from someone telling me that the Space Engineers community manager has contacted them to try and get in touch with me about programming in Space Engineers.
Oh boy.
I'm not even remotely kidding.
Huh.
I haven't
Well-
heard back from them. I did send them a message saying, hey, you were trying to get in touch with me, yada yada, but I haven't heard back just yet. But that is, like, the fastest I have done something that is remotely significant and actually got a response from the people it affects. But, Like, I've seen videos of far more intelligent things on YouTube. Like, there are some ridiculous mining drones that I have seen.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no.
that operate in, like, swarm logic, and it's beautiful.
Like, there are some crazy things that you can do with programming in Space Engineers. I
Oh, yeah.
am very much analog.
Yeah, you prefer timer blocks at best.
I prefer timer blocks at best, basically, yeah. Like, I if I need to use, like, for example, VTOL thrust and stuff, I will go at looking for a script someone else has made.
Yeah, you don't. You prefer ready-made at best.
Yes, because like, I no. It gives me enough of a headache trying to figure out analog stuff. I'm not touching software, basically.
Okay, 1 kilometer out from Cobalt Mine.
Okay.
The hard part here is just that because the cargo module itself is instinctively here trying to prevent itself from plummeting out of the sky, the one direction it does fight me is down.
Okay.
As I say, the cargo module is smarter than the truckleweed, but it's still not very smart.
So, this is what we're going to be working on today, everybody. This is... Well, it's a design that is actually on the workshop. Alright, have a good evening, Unity. Yeah, this design is actually on the workshop. It was one of the first designs that I actually put on that Steam page for Space Engineers years ago at this point. Back in the day, like, this design was actually published before hinges were in the game. Very long time ago. And this particular blueprint is a retrofit of that design. Using the new conveyors, using the new hinges, using everything.
Ooh, the new armored conveyors?
Using the new armored conveyors, yes. So yeah. So this is what I'm going to be working on today. And it is a delightful design that I do. It's known as a small cargo hauler. And it has 5 medium cargo containers in it. But it's all designed as one self-contained system. Instead of being expandable, it's sort of more like a delivery truck, if you will. Like, instead of picking up an extra trailer, you just have everything inside it as standard. So yeah. And this is why I need a bunch of parts.
And hence why you need a shipment from me.
Pretty much.
Gotcha. Well, I'm just about to reach the iron mine, well, the cobalt mine, so I'll head back to the iron and get as much iron as I can fathom into this thing.
Lovely.
The cargo module, thankfully, is designed to have more than enough thrust to handle lifting both itself and a full storage capacity, so it should be good. 694 kobolds hanging out here. That's probably enough for right now.
Oh.
You generally don't need it for too very much. I will grab a little extra just in case.
Oh, right. I should probably set this to show buildable only, because otherwise
Was there an update to Space Engineers recently? Out of curiosity.
How do you mean?
Just because on the way over here, I noticed that various parts of my craft were just sort of, glitching in the opposite direction of travel.
Do you have a projector enabled?
No.
No idea then, because I haven't seen an update.
Disconcerting. Didn't seem like they were physically glitching. It seemed like a visual bug. Like a system that was trying to render a Lego system, but the pieces weren't necessarily fully in line with velocity or something.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen an update, so...
You also haven't been flying, so that might help you.
True.
Okay, headed back. And then I'll be headed your way. You're actually closer, according to the heavy transports beacon, you're actually closer to me here than at the Iron Bazaar. I could have just loaded up there.
Huh.
Oh well.
Actually, yeah, no, I would be closer to you if you're at the Cobalt Mine.
Oh well, I've saved myself a trip.
Like, the Cobalt Mine is closer than the Iron Mine.
I need to update this OS so I can turn faster. Oh. Actually, I should just make a code that just, like, is just turn left or right constantly unless, like, the thing is on. That would save me so much trouble here.
Possible.
Oh, yep, the rover refueling post that we found out last time, this ship can't use. Because it's meant for very small cars.
Well, it's meant for rovers, not, well...
Trucks.
Exactly.
Like, yes, this is flying, but also it is literally just a truck. Oh, it's getting dark, and I have apparently 5 minutes of power. I'm not happy about this.
Well, hopefully when you get here, actually, now that I think about it, I should probably build you a new connector. I didn't do that.
Right, because we also had to do that last time.
Yeah, but thankfully we have a bit of a better power situation over here now than we did last time. Since we're right next to the ocean, I didn't have to worry about digging down too far to get hydrogen generation.
Yeah. Whereas the Iron Bazaar is still working on that.
Yep.
Guy trucking in the future, says Triax in your chat? Yeah. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Well, you say that. Where we're going, we might need roads, but mostly we're gonna need a submarine.
Yes, admittedly, yes.
I still need to finish designing... Well, I'm not actually sure how I'm designing the submarine, because the pressure and depth and crushing mechanics are confusing to me. The way that the documentation for the water mod words things makes very little sense to me, especially when I started testing things. So I'm confused because you would think that the way that it's worded would mean that if a space is pressurized, it wouldn't take crush depth. Like, it wouldn't take the crush damage.
Right.
But actually, it seems to be the opposite situation, where if it's pressurized, it will take 100% more of the crush damage. So, it's... Yeah, I'm mostly confused about that, honestly. I'm gonna have to do a lot more testing to figure out what the best design for a drilling submarine is. We might have to go completely unpressurized. Oh dear, what have you done?
I have less than 20 seconds of power and I'm over a mountain.
Land? On the side?
I'm trying,
maybe?
I'm trying. I'm 300 meters in the air at the moment, I'm trying.
Oh god.
Oh boy. I may be spending the night up here.
Uh-oh.
10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh god! 0 seconds. Oh.
Did you manage to land?
I managed to land. I don't have the power to park, but I managed to land.
Ooh,
Oh,
fucking
parking
hell.
engaged. Oh.
Yeesh. Talk about a close call.
Oy, yay, yay. Okay. Well, the cargo module took a little bit of damage.
Hmm.
Sparkleweed appears to be unharmed.
Okay.
So, let's see, I've still got the solar panels, so as soon as the sun comes back up, I can go home.
Hmm. But that's not gonna be for a while.
No.
Hmm.
Yeah, most of these batteries are going to be completely dry. I do have the hydrogen engines running at least, so I'll get some charge as long as I stay still.
Hmm.
Whew. Climb
Oh,
the
there's
cliff
all
and
my
see where the
steel
sun
plates.
is. Well, all I know is the sun ain't here. How far away is home? It's like 12 kilometers. I'm not walking that.
Lydia went to check your stream and immediately got ads.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
dear.
Clearly, you should just be constantly watching my stream.
Ah.
All the interesting stuff happens here.
Mm-hmm.
Lucian's just over there quietly building. I'm having life or death moments here. And also, there's a truck. Sky's getting lighter, sun is rising. No, the
Sun
sun
is going
just
down.
set. The sun just
Yeah.
set. It's only getting lighter because there's fog. Which might be rain, not sure. Good news is this side of the mountain is fairly bright, fairly early. The other side is usually pitch black still. I don't think I lost enough of the thrusters to lose flight capacity entirely. Thankfully, I wasn't carrying a whole ton of stuff. Just about to reach the peak. Or at least what I hope is the peak.
I'm also gonna need some cobalt from you as well, Lion, because I need metal grids.
Alright. I name this Mount Low Altitude Warning.
Mount Low Altitude Warning. Okay.
There we go.
I would come and assist you, but unfortunately the vehicle
You have
that I'm
no vehicle.
building... Well, I have a vehicle.
Do you
I
have
just-
a vehicle that could get here?
I don't know where here is. I'd need a GPS.
It is quite a view, I will say that much. Admittedly, I can't see very much of it at the moment, but it is quite a view. But yeah, this is why I'm building flying machines, because driving around this is... Ugh.
I would have to take the long way round, and by the time I get there, the sun will be up, so... Yeah. Because I've only got the heavy transport at the moment.
Glad I left the truck's lights on. I can hardly see anything over here. I land, and immediately the world is at a 45-degree angle.
I mean, yeah. You did land on the side of the mountain.
Looks like half of the upward thrusters on the cargo module are gone.
Oh boy.
But the cargo module is also basically empty, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem with the truckleweed. Its lateral thrusters are intact. All of them,
That's
actually, which is
good.
fascinating. Because
Interesting.
the lateral thrusters are mounted lower than the thrusters that got exploded.
Huh.
Yeah, weird. Oh, the truckleweed did sustain damage. It's missing one landing leg. But that is the lot of it, isn't it? Oh.
I'm currently welding up the internal piping network for the lower section of the cargo hauler. I never came up with a name for this vehicle. I always just called it the small cargo hauler because that's what it was.
Very inventive.
Well,
Whereas, let me see, I have the truckleweed, the tumbleweed, as well as the hermit crab drone. But right now, I really wish I'd gone on this trip instead of me, but oh well.
it is what it is.
I did the best I could with what I had.
Oh, I do have some metal.
Oh, it's raining. We'll just hang out in here, Jet. Figures. I spent the last week building a thing so that I don't have to spend an entire stream doing basically nothing but flying. And now I'm stuck on the side of a mountain because I hadn't built it yet. Sod's law right there.
Very much.
Didn't want to spend stream doing nothing, and now I'm spending stream doing nothing until the sun rises.
I mean, yeah. I could do a prayer. You know, praise the sun, get it to rise once more.
Hang on, isn't there a T-pose emote in this? I don't remember.
It might
Oh,
be.
I see, that's what you mean. You're going to cheat.
Yeah, no, that's what I... Just like, yeah, I could just, you know, just make the sun come up.
Well, lucky me, I'm at a sufficient angle that right now I'm getting full sun exposure on the solar panels.
Nice.
Up to 1 hour of power, assuming I'm currently parked. I will wait until it hits 2, and then I'll set off again. Yeah, as soon as it got dark, I noticed that the power was dipping below, like, the minutes.
Yeah.
And at that point, I realized, I need to descend rapidly. Well, I need to descend, not necessarily... I need to descend with urgency, not necessarily rapidly. But I ended up doing that bit anyways. Okay, if I unpark, I have about a minute of power. Is that enough for me to at least get to the bottom of this mountain?
Good luck.
Yeah, that was my fault.
It's definitely not enough to get you 17 kilometers.
Yeah, and I need to go 12 just to get to base. Okay, the cargo module's batteries will be recharged in 3 hours. Everything else is being depleted. I am literally on the cargo power at the moment. Hang on a second.
Have you got some batteries on recharge?
It looks like I do.
Huh. That might explain why you don't have enough power.
That explains a bit, yeah. That does explain a bit. When did I put those on recharge?
Oh, don't ask me. I don't know.
Okay, well now I have 2 days of power.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Wow. The things that happen when you have to redo from 3 hours previous. This is the equivalent of getting stranded in the middle of nowhere with your truck and then 2 hours later realizing you have a spare jerry can in the trunk. That is exactly what just happened. I have plenty of power now. But you know what is not so easy to replace? Content.
I mean, I think I accelerated the content a little bit, you know?
A teensy bit, yes.
You know, a teensy bit, by about an hour or so-ish.
Because that's how long night lasts, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Honk honk sounds? Yes, very much. Oh, is there... Can I make a button to just play a... play a car, like, a car horn sound?
Yeah, that is definitely
I can make one on my stream
possible.
deck, I know that much.
I should really just put you and Sliver into contact, because, like, you guys would have a ball with all the stream stuff that you do.
Ah yes, as we discovered right before stream, my system is a lot more intricate than yours.
Yeah, Sliver uses Node CG and a lot of other things to make everything work together, and I'm just sitting here with all of my assets are PNGs and media sources, and I use Stream Elements for all my notifications, and that is it.
God's sake, my Raven is at least a series of GIFs.
Yeah, no. I have a spectralizer that I use on my corner profile, and the corner profile is a slideshow of 3 different images. That is it. Like, I use Fujitech browser source for the little talking sprite for you, and yeah, compared to you guys, I use a lot less stuff. But in fairness, like, because I use a lot less stuff, it means I need to troubleshoot things a lot less, which is nice.
I will say, if there is one upside to that debacle, it's that I just demonstrated that I can fly the truckleweed to the cobalt mine and almost back from the iron mine, purely on power from the cargo module. Which is, you know, that's a pretty good sign, I think.
It's not too bad.
Imagine if I had multiple of these things hooked up. Russell's idle animation and Russell's speaking animations are good. Why, thank you. I need to work on a sleepy emote as well. Or a sleepy animation for him. But yeah, it's extremely simple vector graphics that I just broke into different body parts and then animated together into a GIF inside of After Effects. I am currently looking at a bunch of different artists that I got recommended by DiggyVT to see if I can commission something a bit more complex. And then Elemental's main hard drive probably started dying, so it's like, okay, 2022 is looking to be very expensive.
Yep. Mind you, that's how it usually is these days, isn't it? Yeah, Stephen, I mean...
Yeah, Lydia, if you're looking at my stream now, you can definitely see parts of the Truckleweed and the cargo module keep just, like, glitching to left and right and stuff. And I don't know what's causing that, but I hope it's purely visual.
In fairness, Stephen, this design is old. Like, you can see this section here, for example. That can be adjusted. I haven't adjusted it yet,
I definitely need to make a button that makes every connector that is not connected and able to connect. Because otherwise I just keep having to search through this thing and find which connector is currently trying to connect to the iron mine.
But yeah, this particular design is very old at this point.
Okay. Safely back at the iron mine.
Congrats.
It's gonna take me a minute to load up iron, but I'll be with you shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing I was just at the cobalt mine, because now I have now I actually have a cargo module to replace. This module even has a projector.
Oh yeah. When you go past the cobalt mine, you grab some cobalt. Actually, no, never mind.
I'm holding cobalts. I have an inventory full of cobalt.
Oh, fair enough.
Just my inventory, however.
I mean, that's what, like 5,000 at least?
No.
No?
Because
Really?
we dismantled the cobalt mine, remember?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So it was what I could grab with my bare hands.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm gonna need quite a few metal grids for this vehicle, mainly because it's all hydrogen thrust, not...
Lucian?
Yep.
Am I still in creative mode?
I mean, you would know, not me.
Hang on a second.
Press Alt F10.
I'm still in creative mode because I just built a projector and a landing leg for complete free. Instantaneously.
Well, I'm not in creative mode, so it's, yeah. That's on you.
Ah, there we are. Oh well.
I would definitely be able to tell if I was in creative.
I hope so,
Mainly
yes.
because I've been building an entire, like, new vehicle, so... Hi, Luca. Thank you for the T-check and the posture check. Time to stretch. Oh. Oh. Fucking hell. Alright. Oh.
feel like stretching on my stream is a lot different to stretching on yours.
Hmm? How so?
Well, for one thing, mine involves cleavage.
True.
That looks to be the correct orientation.
Ooh, actually, like, I found out why, you know, the other stream you came back to the world and you were not,
Why I didn't have my items?
Yeah, I found out why. Space Engineers has, you know, it has a world cleanup tool, basically, that does
Yes,
the...
did it clean me up? Is that
yes,
what you're about to say?
It did. It has an option in it that clears out disconnected players that have been disconnected for more than 15 minutes, even if they're sitting in a cockpit or a bed.
Ah.
So that is why that happened. I've turned that off now.
Well, that's fun to know. Is this assembler not assembling? Ah, silver. That's fine.
We need more silver.
No, just for whatever reason this thing is deciding not to produce anything, despite the fact I can see the things it needs in the inventories.
Has it run out of power?
It's not even connected to the truck right now.
Inventory full.
Battery's on autopilot and is recharging.
Strange.
Do I have the rainbow booties yet? No, I do not just yet.
But you did
have-
get rainbow helmet.
Yeah, I have a rainbow helmet, I have a rainbow, like, suit and gloves and gun.
Yeah, I got. I think I gave you the helmet and the gun
Yes.
because, and I traded it for one of the spare rainbow suits you had.
Because if you don't respect pride, you will get wrath.
Inventory full.
Whee. We are going to need to go looking for uranium at some point.
Yep.
Inventory full.
We are completely absented in our carousel wheels currently.
Well, we know exactly where it is here.
Because
At
it's a
North
massive
Pole.
deposit that's on a map.
Yep. It's at the North Pole, unfortunately, which is controlled by one of the enemy factions, I believe.
That's just missing a display. Okay, nearly got the full cargo back up.
Nice.
Why aren't my tools crafting? Is my question.
That is a good
Oh,
question.
because the assembler is full of gravel. That's why.
Yeah, you might want to throw that out.
There it goes. I wonder how that happened.
That is a very good question.
I can tool much harder than before. I am a now considerably more useful tool.
Sure, lying. Sure.
There we go.
I mean, I wouldn't have described you as a tool, but you know.
Would
to each their
you
own.
not have?
Oh, no, I don't think I would actually. I don't think I would describe you as a tool. You're much nicer than a tool.
Uh-huh. Am I an implement? What exactly am I then?
I would describe you as... What would I describe you as? I would describe
Bearing
you...
in mind you have to stay Twitch terms of service safe.
Wow. Do you really think that little of me, that I would describe you in a way that wouldn't befit Twitch terms of service?
I'm 5'1". I think little of everyone.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm 6'2", so...
You think highly of everyone?
Well, I think highly of some people.
How much iron did you and Saw go for? I cannot recall. In building of the CSL Crown of Thorns, we went through several 100,000 iron. In part because the Crown of Thorns is a battleship and needed heavy armor. And then it fails to even maintain speed with the small cargo ship that we had to escort.
I mean, battleships.
In fairness,
are
in fairness, that was because it had half of its thrusters. Which has been rectified, but that cargo ship is gone.
I should probably make a full refinery at some point.
Whilst I'm waiting for this assembler to craft things up, I shall endeavor to get the cargo sorted out. For all the stuff you need. Hey, Maxwell. How you doing? I will say one interesting thing I've found is that basically everybody in the VTuber space knows each other. So the more that I've investigated, like, any aspect of it, the more I have ended up with more and more VTubers contacting me.
Yeah, I mean, sounds about right.
I haven't even done anything yet. The closest I have to VTubing is turning you into a raven over there.
I mean, yeah, but, like, at the end of the day, it's all networking.
I guess, yeah. Right, how much iron did you say you need?
As much as you can bring, realistically.
Okay, well I'll grab as much as I can. I'll grab as much as I can. But I do have to. We don't currently have a connection for conveying to the actual connector on this place. So consequently, this is mostly being transferred by hand.
Yeah, that's true.
But that will be something I figure out once I've gotten you sorted tonight.
Mm-hmm.
At least now I know that I have a lot more power than I did when I left. There we go. That is nearly all the cargo module's thrusters.
Hopefully, when I finish this I just realized that at some point I may need to put a limit on how much thrust the small cargo holder I'm building can actually generate. Because one of the problems that I encountered when I was testing it the other day, when I was refitting the original, was that I managed to hit 150 meters a second on re-entry.
Oh, Lord.
And started burning up.
Oh.
So I'm not sure I want to go at max speed in that thing because it will start to disintegrate.
Yeah. That would be bad.
I actually, I because I was testing it with like, essentially with damage off, I took a really, really cool screenshot of it.
So it's just reefed in fire, I presume?
I mean, literally, if you look in the Space Engineers channel in the Ghost Industries Discord, you can actually, like, it's maybe the second or third post up, and it looks batshit insane. It looks wild. I love how it looks.
Dear Lord.
Hopefully that won't happen on this world, but you know, we'll see.
These landing gears took a bit more of a punching than I thought they did. Oof.
I mean,
Glad I
you
used
did
the large
land on
magnetic
them,
plates.
so, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and quickly rig up a conveyor line to the refineries from the connector so I can just hook this up and transfer faster. Because otherwise I'll be here all night. But I am already carrying... Let me see here. Good few 100,000 iron for you.
That'll do. That'll definitely.
I definitely need some kind of solution here to make this truckleweed turn faster. I mean, it's a truck, I shouldn't be too surprised, but...
It's hefty.
It's hefty. There we go. And exit. Alright, so that's enough to get power in at the moment.
We're gonna have to go off nickel at some point.
Oh, running out of it?
Well, it's not running out of it, it's just that we're constantly in need of motors and stuff, and we don't have a good source of it at the moment.
I mean, theoretically, if we're absolutely desperate, we can just dig a big hole where we know there's no ores.
We can. We can just use stone.
It's more or less what we've been using so far, except we've been digging in places with ores.
Yeah, that's true.
We went from small amounts of a lot of resources to big amounts of a single resource.
Yeah.
This is definitely not where I would put this conveyor line if I was building this place properly, but it's where it's going right now. Of course, if I was building this properly, it would be blue. Hey, Bartel. How you doing? Looks like on-planet content is more fleshed out than it was before. Yes! There's a raven now.
Though if Fractal is talking about the planet itself, this is Agaris.
Yeah. This is a very modded planet.
Yes. This is the Agaris at War scenario designed by Captain Arthur, and it is a very nice planet, very pretty planet. It's got water.
Yeah, which is almost heresy. Then again, having having a lot of things, including plants, is heresy.
There is a mod list.
There
I did
is,
send you the mod
yes.
list, didn't I?
Yes, let me grab that and link it in chat real quick.
Fuel.
Let's see, clip,
Ooh.
D&D, stuff going wrong, big ship ready for construction, Minecraft. There we are.
And if people do WOMAAW in my chat, I think that's correct.
I'm presuming that stands for World of Madness Agaris at War,
Yes.
and not in fact Warma.
No, hold on. It is. And I have immediately realized that the one thing I didn't do on that command was add the link that it needed. It just says the mod collection for the World of Madness Agaris at War scenario, but it doesn't have the link that it needs for it to.
Wow. Wow.
Hold on, I'm fixing it.
Professional
I'm fixing
streamer
it.
here.
I'm fixing it.
Professional. Well, chat, if you want to see the list, it's already linked in my chat. Which you won't be able to see if you're only just joining it now, but still.
Uh-huh.
Professional streamer. You made a command that just says text.
I made a command that just does text, yes. I'm a fool. I realize this. I fully admit to being a complete and utter fool.
There we go. Now I should be able to transfer iron much
Copy.
easier.
There we go.
Okay, I have 269,000 iron. Will that be sufficient for you?
That should definitely.
Rightio. Now that I'm sure I'm not on
There we go.
recharge mode anywhere.
Okay. I fixed the command for my stream. There's the mod list. You know, I never read Homestuck.
Really?
Just one of those things that I never got around to reading.
I might be desyncing.
Oh dear.
Oh, I am definitely desyncing because I'm now quite a few meters away from where I was parked. Okay. Let's see. 15 minutes of power. Do I think that'll be enough?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. If not...
Are your batteries still on recharge? Is the better
No.
question.
They are
Okay.
definitely not, because that's the only reason I was able to get home. No batteries are on recharge.
Okay.
But it might be worth me putting them on recharge for at least a moment. Since I'm here.
Well, you'll be able to recharge them properly when we get to over
Do
here.
you have hydrogen power set up?
Yep.
Every battery on the Chuckleweed and the cargo module is now on recharge. Chat, remember this, because I may not. Who am I kidding? I definitely won't.
Inventory full.
Oop. There. So I'm just gonna leave that for a mo, and hopefully it'll be enough power to actually get to and back.
Inventory full.
And I can do the thing I was gonna do tonight. Hour and a half in.
I mean, that's usually how it ends up being, doesn't it?
Yeah. This Raven's voice sounds like they're about to introduce a drum and bass album. Huh. I
Really?
think that's a compliment for you.
I'm honestly not sure. I've never heard the introduction to a drum and bass album, so fair enough, I guess.
Yes. To properly introduce them, the Raven is called Russell, and they are a witch-eye raven who has been enchanted with various scrying magics and such, and is basically relaying what Lucian says to me.
Yeah.
That's why their little eye on the middle glows whenever they're talking.
And I am
One of many
Lucian
which
V.
I
Ghost. I am a fellow streamer who's been around for God knows how long now.
Not as long as me, I think.
No, I haven't been
But
around as long as you, but it's close. Like I've been on YouTube for 8 years at this point. And I've been on Twitch for about 3. Because I never had a computer that was good enough to stream before then.
Nope.
Everything alright, Ryan?
Remember how I just said that if had built this place properly, it would be a lot different?
Yeah.
The drills are so effective, they've just filled the cargo module with iron ore.
Ah. Fair enough.
Do you have a refinery on base?
I have a basic refinery, it'll do.
Well, that's one way to fill this thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently, I need a conveyor sorter so this thing doesn't spit out ore. Oh well, I'll have more iron. Don't know why I'm using so many 2003 IRC for emotes today. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, basically the entire iron mine has just been filled.
Hmm.
Including the trickleweed.
Fair enough.
Which items belong to this cute little emote? Yes, that is the witch. The titular witch, if it were. Well, this is literally as much iron as I could carry.
Hmm.
Where are the batteries? Approximately 5-10 minutes. It'll be done. Or good
Fair
enough, at the
enough.
very least. Gotta find a way to get rid of the gravel? Yeah. Gravel is used for something, isn't it?
Gravel is used for reactor component, if I remember correctly. And honestly, you can chuck most of it because it doesn't use much.
Find one of the many holes around here. There we go.
Alright. Oh, I'm so happy about the conveyor converters.
Yeah? Those are recently added from the most wanted list, aren't they?
Yeah, the 3x3x1 small grid conveyors to medium small grid conveyors. So nice. Like, instead of having that massive block.
Yeah. But you basically just had to use a conveyor junction, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Which on a small grid is 3x3.
Yeah. Like,
On a
now
big grid,
it's...
it's 1.
Yeah. Now it's like a 3x3x1 instead of a 3x3x3, which is so much nicer.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
You know, it's not until you're building in something in survival that you realize quite how large the designs that you build in creative are.
You, maybe.
Okay, you maybe not, but me definitely.
Pretty much everything I've ever built has been small grids. Very few things large.
No, I mean, like, this is small grid, like, it's
Oh,
still
Jesus
massive.
Christ, how big have you built this thing?
It's not that big, realistically, but, like...
You're 30 kilometers away, so I can't spectator over and see.
Like, it's not that big, but it's big enough that it contains 5 medium cargo containers, a large hydrogen tank, 2 cryopods, and a sitting cockpit. So yeah.
No wonder you need all this iron.
Hi, old Grumpy. Welcome to the stream. But yeah,
I'm filling the well in. That's fine. There's definitely not going to be any angry witches at the bottom of it. Probably.
Stop bringing the witch lore into this series!
What?
I'm kidding.
What's wrong with it?
I mean, unless you want to murder everyone, sure.
That's fine. I've murdered. They've murdered millions. Well, thousands, hundreds of thousands, but still.
Uh-huh. Okay.
At least get the iron ore back out of the truckleweed. There we go. More or less, the only thing the truckleweed itself should be holding is ice.
Might want to stick a conveyor sorter on there.
Yeah, but especially when you're using that on utility vehicles, they always seem to end up being more hassle than they're worth.
Yeah.
Compared to like a big station thing where it literally has one function. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Whip. That's the whole.
Whee. What, the heavy transport? Oh, yeah, that thing. That's a work in progress.
How is the heavy transport these days?
It hasn't
Because I
moved.
seem to recall it suffered some unfortunate tragedy.
It suffered some structural damage, but it's still drivable, and it still has, like, the batteries on it. It's still got plenty of power. It's just a case of it has no cargo storage at the moment, and it needs a few bits and pieces of repairs before it is properly drivable again. Because, essentially, all of its lights got taken out, and all of its cargo. And that's about it. So I can't drive it at night. But other than that, it's fine.
You could drive it at night if you weren't a count. It's more specifically what you mean.
Well, yeah, I could. I'd just end up hitting every tree along the way.
Yeah. I flew the truckleweed at night twice.
Yeah, but that's flying. Like...
I almost hit a mountain twice.
Okay, yes, but at least you have an altitude meter to tell you that you're about to hit the ground. Whereas I do not have a distance to the next tree-o-meter to tell me when I'm about to hit a tree.
I mean, you could add one, that wouldn't be too hard.
I'm fairly sure that it... How would you even design a distance to the next tree-o-meter? Like, there's so many trees around you when you're driving through a forest. How could you tell?
Dear God, the station no longer has the room to process more iron because everything is full of iron ore.
Well, bring some iron ore over here.
At least the power supply doesn't require that. These batteries.
Wood mod? There is a mod that adds like wooden pieces. Shadow Toiga recommended to me a few weeks back that I was actually quite interested in using, maybe. But because it adds sort of like rustic wood pieces that look like what you'd see in an old western town, basically. I'm like, that could make for some cool aesthetic pieces. But yeah. Haven't added that yet.
Whoa. Okay.
Everything alright?
No.
Okay. What happened?
I don't know, but I'm in the truckleweed, and it's underground.
Ooh.
I don't see the cargo module.
Hold on.
I can't move. But I'm not suffocating, so that's nice to know.
Uh-huh.
Lucian, is this your doing?
No. Give me a sec.
I can see sparks. What is that?
Well, it seems like the, you're not in the ground on my screen. It seems like the connector is sparking, apparently.
Right.
Hold on.
This is, I think the physics engine witch has put a curse on you? Quite possibly.
Hold up.
Oh good, I can still close the door. I can keep all the earth out.
Hi.
I see you. Hi there.
Well, you're not in the ground, that's for sure. Can you try
Okay.
getting out of the truckleweed?
Boy. Okay. This is interesting. The connector at the back sparking is normal, quote unquote.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it's currently
seems
trying
be
to
fine.
magnetically pull the thing, so I just turn that off for a hot second.
Okay. Well, you seem to be fine now, so I'm gonna...
We'll see what
teleport
happens when I
myself
get back in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I seem to be mobile now. That was disconcerting as all hell.
Hmm.
Oh boy, the the cargo module is very heavy.
Hmm.
Let's see, 2 days to an hour, I think, of power, but might be worth me relogging because I am having so much trouble here.
Hmm. Maybe land it and
Yeah.
load.
Oof. Why are these batteries reading as red as well? It's probably fine.
You sure about that?
What?
You sure you should just go, oh, it's probably fine?
No, but...
Fair enough.
There we go. Or should no longer be able to make it to this connector now.
Fair enough.
Okay. Just for safety, I am gonna relog. Before I try to fly this thing over a mountain range.
Probably a good idea.
And I believe I have a little treat. Redeem. So let me see what we got here.
Oh yeah, I set up for stuff on my stream for when people feel like donating for specific reasons, mainly the reason being feeding me. I actually set up.
Same, but yes.
I set up the stream treats extension.
Ooh.
Which means that people can literally order me takeaway, which sounds lovely.
Oh, that sounds dangerous for me.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I'm just like, it means that people can just like press a button and send me food, which sounds fantastic.
That sounds very dangerous to me.
You know, as long as the place that could send me food is open.
And my game crashed. Probably for the best, though.
Okay.
I thought I decided to relog then.
Perhaps. Yeah. Stream Treats is actually a really interesting little system that I was looking at, and I was going, I'm hungry, and I don't feel like I don't have enough money for takeaway, but what if other people could buy me takeaway, you know?
If that's probably quite good for you. I will say, for me, if people have money to just give me money for takeaway, there is currently a stream donation goal with 40 quid left on it for my medication. There's also a wish list where the top item currently is a hard drive so that the streaming computer will stop crashing and also freezing.
I still think that you should just start streaming on Garner.
I may have to. It depends which happens first, whether I get the hard drive or the computer crashes. But
I mean, you could start using Elemental as a server.
probably not. Not if the hard drive needs replacing, then
Well,
probably
yeah,
not.
I mean, after you've
Crashed
replaced
again.
the hard drive, I mean.
Well, there are advantages to doing a dual PC server, especially when you also happen to stream programming.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe just keep Elemental for the programming streams. Do everything
Well,
else
for
off
that,
the
I
arm.
still need it to work as a streaming computer then.
True.
One
I'm
way or
just-
another, the hard drive needs replacing.
Yeah. I'm just thinking because, like, as good as a dual streaming system can be, there are downsides. And like, for game streaming, I think that a single PC setup would probably be better.
Depends on how intensive the game is, really.
I mean, Space Engineers is not that intensive. At least from my end.
Elden Ring, on the other hand.
Do you play Elden Ring?
I have Elden Ring. I have a character in Elden Ring.
But do you play Elden Ring?
I have been waiting to co-op stream it.
I see.
Okay, I'm back in the world. Huzzah. And this thing currently has 2 days of power, so off I go, I guess. Let me just make sure all of my batteries are on auto. Yes, good.
Oh, hopefully when
all
you
of my
get here, we
thrusters
can
on.
sleep.
Whoop. The lateral thrusters are off, but that's fine because that's the programming doing what it's supposed to do. I can't take off. Or at least I presume I have taken off, I just can't see that I've taken off. Is your computer okay, speaking of mine?
Yeah, my computer's fine. In fact, everything's quite stable.
This would definitely be easier in the daylight, but here we go.
Well, think of it this way. When you get here, you'll have daylight-ish. As in, you'll be able to sleep to gain daylight.
Yeah, as long as I can get there first.
True. Thank you, Dragon Reaper, for the setups. I will do those in a moment.
I just need to rotate towards the magnesium mine, and then engage my cruise control, and hopefully not fly into Mount Low altitude warning. Really do all of that within about 12 minutes of power. About. I do have the hydrogen engines running, but they're not doing very much.
Inventory full.
Let's see. Where is magnesium? There's magnesium. Wonder if it's worth me just flying low over the ground just in case.
I mean, maybe not too low. You don't want to hit a tree.
Well, if I fly over the roads, I won't have to worry about that.
True.
Let's see, top speed 55 kilometers, well, 55 meters per second, across 27.46 kilometers. It's a few minutes. Less than 10, I think, off the top of my head.
Inventory full.
Well, I'm currently just barely over 10 minutes of power. And I'm still rotating in place to face the magnesium mine.
That's one of the things that I like about the small cargo hauler that I designed. At full thrust, in all directions, it sits at 22 days of power at full charge.
That'd be nice.
And the main thing, the main reason for that is it's hydrogen powered. So all of the thrusters are hydrogen, so they don't use power, which is really nice. That's one of the main reasons why I like hydrogen thrust so much. Because I don't have to worry about overtaxing the batteries and stuff.
Okay, cruise control engaged. I'm on my way.
Lovely.
Although 55 meters per second might be an ask with this much cargo.
Fuel low.
About 10 minutes. 9-10 minutes of power.
Critical.
Give or take. But the thrusters on the cargo module are really working at the moment.
Alright, I'm gonna do those sit-ups. I'll be right back.
Right. I will scream loudly if there's a problem.
One.
At least I can save power on the descent, because then the cargo module will also stop trying to... Boy, will also stop trying to thrust up. I will say that I'm gaining altitude a lot slower than I would like to be at this exact moment in time.
7. 8.
I may have to turn off the cruise control just to gain altitude.
10.
Well, as long as I'm gaining it faster than I'm losing it, I guess.
Oh.
I'm not gaining it faster than I'm losing it. Oh boy.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
One of the annoying things about the stream treat system is that it uses
Up, please, up, please, up, please, up, please. That's a tree!
You're right there, Lai.
Give me a minute. I'm upside down.
Oh. Okay. That's not good.
I don't know where the cargo module is.
Ah.
But it's not at the back of the truckleweed.
Oh dear. It sounds like you've had a bit of a bother.
A little bit.
Oh dear.
I have no visual of anything resembling the truckleweed right now. Or resembling the cargo module, at least. Oh, wait, nope, I see it.
Is it just a big ball of iron?
No, actually, surprisingly.
Really? Okay.
No, it is a shell.
What do you mean?
I mean, the thrusters are gone, the cargo modules are gone, one of the connectors is gone, but the frame is intact, mostly.
So it's just a pair of cargo containers now?
No cargo containers, also was free.
No. Oh.
It's the armor block shell around them.
Ah.
So hey, the frame works!
Yeah.
And the truckleweed has lost, as near as I can tell, every vertical thruster and its forward thruster. I know it's got one left.
Ouch. Would... Would you like me to roll back?
That would probably be a good idea, or else I will be out here for the rest of the day.
Okay. Quick loading.
And the cargo has been gone. Yes, but that was somewhat... we can get more iron. That much is very clear.
Yeah, we can
But
get plenty of iron.
rebuilding those things and recharging them will be a chore.
Like, it takes time, basically.
Yeah. Depending on how far back this rollback is, I'm
It should
definitely
be
going to have.
5 minutes.
I'm definitely going to put less cargo into the module. Thing is, ostensibly, according to the online thruster calculator, in this gravity, with that number of big vertical thrusters, the cargo module should be able to lift itself no problem. But I have observed that calculator is wrong frequently. so I don't know for certain exactly how much the cargo module can sustain.
Okay, we've reloaded back by 5 minutes.
Okay. That should be me in the middle of the air, I think.
Hopefully. If not, we might have to reload back to the save before this.
How far back does that go?
10 minutes.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say hours, so that's fine.
No. Oh, no.
As it happens, one way or another, I do have to visit the harbor tonight just to get a waypoint to give the drone. We need to go back further.
You need to go back further? Okay.
I'm
So it's
staring
saved-
at the wreckage.
It's saved after the crash. Okay. Okay, so it is currently 22:51. We want 22:40.
And 11 minutes late, but thank you very much, Cam, for that donation.
Oh. I do like some of the word quotes. There we go. The quotes that you see on the loading screens for space engineers. Like, for example, this one. Engineers like to solve problems. If there are no problems handily available, they will create their own problems.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie there.
Yeah, this sounds about right, to be honest.
This tonight really does feel like you're the tutorial player, and I am the shenanigans player.
What do you mean, tutorial player?
I've crash landed twice today.
Yes. I wouldn't
Whereas you've
describe
been, like-
myself as a tutorial player.
Well, yeah, but you've been calmly building things and showing things and designing things and stuff, and I'm crash landing. I'm
Okay.
catastrophe.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, in fairness, like the person I would describe as the tutorial player is Splitsy. But
Vague
yeah.
knowledge of who that is, but I don't think they're in this stream.
No, they are not. I've actually never streamed with Splitsy. I've streamed with Wasted Navi, but not Splitsy. And I've streamed with Directed Energy and Nav. They're lovely. But yeah. I know.
I'm in midair above the Iron Bazaar now. I'm just gonna
Okay.
land.
Specific voice, the Raven reminds me of the one from Pendulum Blood Sugar.
Oh, I think I know that one. Yeah.
I do not know that one.
Okay, with this much cargo, I don't think I can safely travel to the harbor.
Maybe just like land and then drop like half a cargo container's worth of
Yes,
stuff.
this is my fault.
Yeah.
So right now, the thrusters on the cargo module are maxed out. Okay, this might take me a bit though. Right. If I just tell connector 2 to drop out, then I should be able to just fill it with whatever I need to get rid of. But yeah, Russell just normally sounds like a raven, but whenever that scrying magic kicks in, they sound like whoever they're relaying.
Makes sense to me.
It's usually a nice thing to see, lots and lots of iron, but
In this instance, I'd
in this
rather
instance,
not.
it's too much. In this instance, it is too much iron. This is getting a bit brighter out as well. On the bright side, I haven't gotten to make my drone yet, but also if I made my drone before I experienced that, I would definitely have some concerns. Is that all of the iron ore? Not quite.
Energy low.
I'm trying to distribute this as quickly as I can. Fortunately, there is a pretty small volume to the connectors, so there is only so much they can do. I may just have to leave a bunch of this to die on the ground.
I mean, it's not like that's going to be much of a problem.
It's like 400,000 iron ore.
It's not like that's going to be much of a problem.
Would we get on the carousel, the
Yes.
drone? Yeah, probably. Like, I've said this a fair bit over the past couple of weeks, but the trouble with space engineers, if there is to be said to be any trouble at all, is that things have, by usual routes, a limit of 100 meters per second travel, and things tend to be kilometers apart, especially once you get into space, where things can be like 50 to 200 kilometers. And that means, especially when you're streaming things, and therefore have a very limited time window in which to use, you spend a lot of it just going from place to place.
Yeah.
And if you're on a planet side instead of space, you can't even use a jump drive to shortcut it.
Okay.
If you have a working jump drive, you can make destinations be like effectively 2 kilometers apart. Consequently, being able to automate things is an extremely useful power.
Inventory.
I mean, one of the things that we could have added to this world was the pipelines mod.
Fuel low.
Which we may still do at some point. But it's... I've heard it can be a little finicky in multiplayer. So,
I generally don't mod space engineers very much, so what does that do?
the pipelines mod is essentially you can build
Fuel critical.
You can build a conveyor network in 1 kilometer sections.
Right. That sounds tailor-made for this.
It does, but also It's in it. The way it works basically is that it's not a traditional conveyor system. It's like point to point. You know how Satisfactory does its like line conveyors, right?
Ish.
So
Haven't played
like,
it, but yes.
like you put down a conveyor start point, you put down a conveyor end point, and it builds the conveyor in the middle, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's basically how it works. Instead of building a pipeline in that, like, it's one big block, it's you build a pipeline starting point and a pipeline end point, and then you link the two together. And I've been looking at it, and I've been going, that could be good for Agaris. But at the same time, I'm not sure how well it works in multiplayer because I haven't tested it. And it's using a system that I'm sort of familiar with from other mods, and I know that other mods don't play well with it, basically.
Right.
Like, for example, the Tethers mod uses, I believe, a similar system. But the way the Tethers mod is set up is that when it's in multiplayer, only the host can really use it. So, yeah. I'm not sure how well it'll work, is my main concern about it.
I think I've gotten at least enough of the iron ore out of this cargo module.
Mm-hmm.
It's now only 105,000.
Well, that should be enough for me.
Yep. That's not including the actual iron that's in here as well.
Hmm.
Which is itself 306,000. Okay. Here's to hoping that this thing does not have any further problems tonight.
Well, fingers crossed.
Back in the ground. But okay. 12 minutes of power. But, yeah, the engines are still firing continuously. How heavy is ore?
Relatively heavy.
How heavy is it compared to processed stuff?
Not sure.
Slightly regret putting in that sorter now, because I could probably use it to... I could probably, like, at least replace it with a collector or something. Why did the... why did the mine fill up the cargo module first?
Oh.
Let's see, gravity... Gravity is just 1G here, right?
Could be.
So I've definitely tested this in a 1G, full of ore, and it was fine.
Well, what you have to remember is that we have increased cargo capacity here.
Right. So these things are holding more than I designed them
with. More than you've tested them with, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a major factor, isn't it?
Probably. So, if you've tested them with X3 on the cargo containers, or realistic on the cargo containers, we're running X3 or X5, I can't remember which.
Right.
So,
which might mean this is designed to have way less cargo than it currently is being given.
But the thing is, you have, like, what, four
large thrusters on the module alone.
Yeah, no, you should be fine.
I also have 3 large cargo containers. So that is a lot of stuff right there. Let's see. One of these cargo containers is 46.8 thousand liters. That would explain why this is having so much trouble. It was designed for a place with much smaller capacities.
True. I mean, are you maxing out on power when you first start?
I'm not maxing out on power, but the power consumption is way higher. And that's why this is struggling to get anywhere.
Yeah.
More thrusters required? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. What's the opposite of what I want to do? I'm nearly through all the iron ore. It's 300,000 iron should be fine, I think.
Yeah, more than enough.
Yeah, more than enough, and it should be fine to fly with that much.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Just something I have to bear in mind is that this thing effectively should have much smaller cargo containers than it has.
Or more thrust.
Or more thrust. But then it also needs more battery, which then also requires more thrust.
Not so much. Batteries are a fixed weight, whereas cargo containers are fluctuating.
True, but in order to make the trips, it needs to have, like, the power to make the trip. And if it's running more thrusters at the time, then...
Inventory full.
And therein
Last
lies
bit.
the enjoyment of hydrogen thrust, which does not require batteries.
Doesn't require batteries, but it does require big tanks full of power. Well, full of fuel, rather.
Full of fuel, yeah. I guess. I don't know, one hydrogen tank lasts enough time, I find. One large hydrogen tank.
The iron I'm carrying might be too much here. Okay. I'm gonna do the trip. I'm gonna make the trip.
Okay. Don't hit a tree.
Might be
this
worth
time.
putting in a quick save.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay. Gaining altitude. Mind the mounting? Yes. Absolutely mind the mounting. I'm gonna gain altitude before I start flying over the mountains to reduce the likelihood I will crash into them. Let's see, I appear to currently be... I'm about a kilometer up at the moment, but I appear to be above my marker for Mount Low Altitude Warning. So tally ho, off we go. Oh, and I've got basically an hour of power now.
Oh, nice.
Ish. When I'm not handling vertical thrust anyways, I've got basically an hour of power.
Not bad.
Okay. It's now like 10, 11 minutes, but... Oh, there's the river. I see that at this altitude. Maybe I should add a sensor here that just tells me when I'm about to hit terrain or something.
It might be helpful.
Okay, with cruise control on, I'm getting about 13 minutes of power. That should be enough to reach you at the very least.
Fingers crossed.
And from what I can see of the horizon, I'm above the mountain. Bear in mind, I can't see much of the horizon.
Hmm.
In theory, I can just leave the cargo module with you,
Yeah, you could.
and that'll be way more power to get back with. Though, having the benefit of the batteries and the solar panels on the back here certainly helps.
Hmm.
Energy low.
Slowly
1.4
coming
kilometers in the air.
I've been welding up all of the internal conveyor systems before I start on the actual cargo container and everything.
So my
I need to finish welding up some of the thrusters that are hidden behind specific armor pieces. Then I can actually start welding up the internal cargo network.
Unfortunately, what I discovered whilst adding a low altitude sensor is that sensors max out at about 50 meters in any direction.
Yep.
Which means the best I can give my drone is a 50-meter warning. Lying, I'm falling. No, the terrain is rising. The difference. I think what happened with that last crash is that so much of the cargo module was devoted just to holding itself, like, stable in the air, that it wasn't able to actually help me when I was flying. And I'm probably about to crash again.
Oh no.
I'm doing what I can. Please no tree, 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 please no tree. Okay.
You good?
Gaining altitude again. Gaining altitude.
Oh.
I noticed that my altitude was going down faster than I was gaining it, and I can't see anything beyond my crosshair, which suggests I'm below the peak of the mountain right now. Oh.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I need to redesign this cargo module for either drastically smaller cargo loads or drastically more thrust. Oh. Okay. I can just, I think, barely make out the outline of the top of the mountain ahead of me. Oh boy. This might be close. I might clip it. I'm doing what I can. Maybe I should set the cruise control to a slower speed at the moment. Maybe. Slower than 55.
Oh, just be careful, lying.
Okay. I can see stars underneath me. I think I'm good.
You can see stars underneath you?
Yeah, if I'm looking at the truckleweed in third person mode,
Oh.
like flat to the horizon, I can see
Okay.
stars underneath me.
That's fine. I was gonna say, if you can see stars underneath you, that's probably a bad thing.
Yeah, if under any other circumstance, that would mean either I had somehow reached space or I was upside down.
Both of which are not intended circumstances.
Not for this truck, no. Right, I have passed beyond Mount Low Altitude Warning.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good. I am on my way safely. Assuming that Mount Low Altitude Warning is in fact the peak of this.
Good question. I do not have the answer to that question.
I've still got 7 minutes, so I should be good. Between 7 and 9.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to fully recharge over here.
Do you have hydrogen power?
Yes, we have hydrogen power. I don't have a battery to store the hydrogen power, but we have enough hydrogen power. Okay. We also have 2 large industrial cargo containers which have 2,709. No, wait, that's not right. 2. Okay, somewhere in the region of 2 million ice.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Am I aiming for the heavy transport or the magnesium mine?
You're aiming for the heavy transport.
Okay. I'm 10.7 kilometers in closing.
Okay. Woo, and then we can sleep. And
Yeah.
we can get morning again. That'll be nice.
I feel like once again I've done very little this stream.
I mean,
But on the bright side, I had a lot of content.
yeah. Yeah. Oh my god.
And next stream,
That's
I get to
spooky.
presumably redesign this cargo module, and also make a drone to carry it. The drone, by the way, is effectively just a flying curved conveyor. So it serves the same function to the cargo module as the truckleweed, except that it can do things autonomically. Time is it in? I'm assuming Australia. Nope, this is England for both of us, I believe. Well, you're in Scotland.
Well, I'm in Scotland, yeah.
Yes, which is like England, but very different.
It's like England, but better.
That's a low bar.
That's true. I mean, okay, we have castles, and we have, like, really nice hills, and we have mountains as well, I think, somewhere. We have lakes. Lakes are nice. We have Nessie. Actually, yeah, there we go. We have Nessie. You guys don't have Nessie.
True.
Oh, and also we don't have Boris Johnson in our particular part of the parliament. That's nice.
But he does still control you.
Ugh. Well, hopefully. Well, I don't know. I think there's an independence referendum coming up. I don't pay attention to the news.
I saw a poll on that, or a questionnaire of some kind running through, which was like only like 4 in 10 Scottish people want another referendum, and I felt like that is bizarre. Speaking as an Englishman, I find that odd.
Yeah. No,
Because we have given people every single reason to leave us.
Yeah, you don't say.
There is no good reason to stay.
There is no good reason to stay with England. No, there really isn't.
Oh, yep, you've loaded and I can see the harbor now.
Nice.
Or at least I can see a large H, which I presume is for helicopter landing.
Well, it's the... There's gonna be a warehouse in the middle somewhere. That I haven't built yet. I do not see it, but... Well.
Well, that should change fairly soon. But not so soon as to imply I'm currently plummeting.
Are you currently
Hopefully.
plummeting? I hope
Not
you're
to my knowledge.
plummeting. Well, the connector is over where you connected up last time.
Okie doke. Still decelerating at the moment because this is a lot of mass to slow down. But I'm 2.2 kilometers away. I'm 1.9 kilometers up, so I'm nearly right over you, and I have 4 minutes of power, so I should be fine.
Okay.
Aim for the water if you're plummeting. I don't know if that would help me much, actually.
No, it wouldn't. In fact, it would be even more detrimental. Because the water does have physics, and if you hit the water at high speed, your vehicle will disintegrate.
I swear I just saw something glinting in the water. When you said we have Nessie, did you mean that in-game?
No. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know if there's a Loch Ness monster in this particular lake.
Okay,
You might have been
decelerating
seeing the
enough,
reflection
and
of my headlights. So.
maybe? Wait. Speaking of, I'll put mine on just so you can see me a bit better.
I mean,
I regret the water idea. UK's pretty terrible, but us over here across the Atlantic, you just pulled ahead in the transphobia competition. Really?
Ooh.
Oh, across the Atlantic, yes.
Yeah.
I unfortunately have to agree there.
Yeah. God.
Things are pretty bad here on Turf Island. But, yeah.
I'm sorry, but like, who decided it was a good idea to let a quote-unquote originalist onto the Supreme Court?
Who do you think?
Well, yeah, but still, fucking hell. Like, talk about regression. Like, I've been following the news on all of that quite loosely, but I see the occasional Twitter thread of how bad it actually is, and I'm just like, yikes.
I'm in a blue state, so I'm safe until the Republicans inevitably win everything in 24. Let's hope not. The one, if there's like one guaranteed good thing about the Republicans, is that most of them are very old.
Yeah, hopefully they all
So
die
a lot
before
of them will
then.
start dying soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're also very rich. They can probably just afford to buy poor people's organs or something. A man whose name is not mentioned due to Bunker Protocol. Indeed, the man who is the reason Bunker Protocol exists.
Where are you, like? I still can't see you.
I am about 1 kilometer in the air.
Can you
I
turn
am
on
descending,
your,
but the
antenna?
cargo module is fighting me a bit. I could turn off the cargo module's thrusters, but that would be suicide probably.
Probably. Can you?
I'm 1.09 kilometers from you.
Can you turn on your antenna? Because I. Oh wait, hold on. Nope, that hasn't helped. There we go. Now I can see you. Now. You are descending very slowly.
Oh yeah, like 2 meters per second.
Might want to descend a little faster. You said you had what, 4 minutes of power left?
3 minutes now.
Might want to descend a little faster.
Well, I've turned off my dampeners entirely, so now the only thing holding me up is the cargo module.
How fast do you decelerate when going down?
With the truckle weeds, near instantly. Okay, I'm less than 1 kilometer out now.
Well, good luck.
Do you have any lights on?
I have my headlamps,
yeah,
but that's about
Okay,
it.
I do see some. I do see at least an light over there.
Yeah, those are my headlamps. That's pretty much it. Well, actually, no. There is the lights at the back of the heavy transport that are still on.
Right, that's probably what I'm seeing then.
Yeah.
You're still a combined signal for me.
Yeah, makes sense. Watch out for the windmill tower, by the way.
Right,
still up.
yes. Good point. You said the connector is where it was last time?
Yeah, it's basically on the back of the assembler.
I'm still about 800 meters up, and I have 1 minute of power left.
Turn everything off and drop.
Sorry, what was that?
Turn everything
every-
off and drop. And just let yourself fall until you get like maybe 100 meters, 200 meters, and then turn everything back on and...
I can't just do that because the aerodynamics is messing with me. So help me if you just
Fine.
doomed me.
You're fine. You're fine. You're a lot closer than you were before.
Yeah, yes I am.
I just
I'm also down to
watched that.
seconds.
Yeah, well... It
Oh,
means that you're slowly... You're saving power, but...
I'm saving power at the
At
cost
a
of my heart
cost
rate.
of your- yeah. Okay. Stop. Oh, good. You're
Tempting.
literally right over the top of us now.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's like I turn off power for like a second, and I
And
get
you
to
just
10
go
meters per second.
straight down.
Yeah. Oh. This cargo module definitely needs a few tweaks.
Mm-hmm. You should be able to land on the concrete, and then we can sleep, and then you can park up later.
Let's see, 33 meters up, and 12 seconds, 10 seconds, 9, 8.
You should be fine.
At the very least, it will be a short fall.
Very short. Ooh. You just smacked into the ground, but fine.
I am out of power.
Oh, you're out of power. Okay, well, let's sleep
Yeah.
then.
Oh, you with the upside down beds again.
Let there be light.
Counts as a landing. Anything you can walk away from.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah, no damage this time around.
Good, good.
There we go. Successfully
Oh,
in
you
park
just
mode.
have like 306k crafted iron. I see.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You asked for iron, and you said you didn't have a good. You said you didn't have a very good refinery, so I brought iron.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I'll take it.
That was literally all of the iron that the iron mine had at the time,
Yeah, no.
and then
no,
some because I had
I'll
to
take
turf the
it.
ore out.
Pyro
Hey, we made it.
Thank you for the follow, my friend, and welcome to the stream.
There's a plummet to the ground before you run out of power, then after. I mean, depends on what speed, really. Plummeting
Yeah.
to the ground at 50 meters per second is a hell of a lot worse than plummeting at 5.
True.
Not a graceful landing, but we made it. Okay, we're getting some sun ray.
Woo. Also, what do you think of my little transport that I'm building over here?
Your little transport?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that ship.
Yeah, my little cargo hauler. It's not finished, but getting there.
Is this built with aerodynamics involved?
To a degree, yes. It was actually fairly aerodynamic before I retrofitted it to actually work properly with the aerodynamics.
Oh.
Just because of the shape of it. Like, it's got the curves and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not too bad actually.
Yeah. From what I can see of it at the moment, it looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
A lot of it. Ooh. Did you build it with the right cargo settings?
Yes, I did.
Here's my next question.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So you see these sections where the cargo containers and junctions have the large sections pointing outwards,
Yep.
right, on the side? Yeah, those are going to have hinges on them with 45-degree thrusters,
Right.
so that it has a set of 6 large thrusters to take it up when it's full of cargo.
And so you've programmed this for thrust vectoring, or I should say, you've downloaded a script for thrust vectoring.
I use Whip's thruster.
Just
Rotor
as an
thrusters
idea of
upgrade
how
system.
far around the planet I've flown, Mount Low Altitude Warning is below ground level.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Stream's going well, Pyro. Stream's going well.
Like that's how far I've traveled today, chat.
We've been doing a little bit of
Right, can I put this thing on the
work
concrete at least?
on the Agaris scenario that me and Lang play Thursdays. And I'm building myself a little cargo vessel. Ooh, careful.
Just. The answer is just.
You want me to move the connector to the other side of the assembler?
I'll let me just park for a bit so the thrusters aren't working, and then I can get some power.
Well, I mean, just so that you don't have to move too far.
Yeah, I'm just trying to park it a little on this concrete so it's at least level.
Oh, thank you. This pier section, Pyro, is going to is eventually going to be used to construct the Nevermore, which is a big submarine carrier that I've been designing.
Okay, took some pain there because I desynced again. And didn't actually know where I was, but
There you go, Lang.
okay, one of these cargo containers took damage in that crash. But as far as I was concerned, I was still at a 35-degree angle on top of that thing, so... Yeah, this thing needs some repair now. Thanks for that, desync. At least the solar panels are still working. So it's fine. Ooh, actually, that was a fairly rough landing. Ugh. Fairly rough landing that I didn't even witness. I can't... Okay, you're gonna have to fly this thing, because I'm desyncing so much. If you want to get that hooked up, you're gonna have to fly it yourself.
Okay.
Like I desynced so much that's why one of the cargo containers is broken. So.
Well, I managed to fix that, so there's that. Give me a second. You have 4 minutes of power. Landing gears. Unlock. Have 2 seconds of power when thrusting up. It will not lift off the ground. How do you fly this thing?
Normal way.
It will not lift off the ground.
Right. Probably because one of the thrusters at the back here is broken. But it only needs metal parts, so there's that.
Thankfully. You're not going to be able to withdraw from that. You have to withdraw from the basic
just...
refinery. That's just for
Oh,
power.
because that's not a... Right, yes, because the assembler doesn't have a slot on that side.
Yeah.
Did you park this again?
No, I didn't. It's just resting at the moment.
There we go. Parking engaged. Apparently. Yes. Okay. If you want to, I clipped it on Lucian's stream. I can post the link in chat.
Good luck with studying,
yeah,
Pyro.
one hot second
Good
there,
luck
are we?
with studying.
There you go.
Not sure that we'll have enough nickel for...
Oh, we only need 17 more
motors, we need.
motors.
Ten more motors.
9. But hush!
Or...
Certainly was not the best of things to discover. Okay, it is barely functional, but it is functional. It's opposite number. Yeah, everything else looks to work. Okay, let's see if I can't connect this thing.
Wait,
Am I up?
barely. Yeah, you're something.
Bearing in mind I can't see.
What do you mean you can't see?
Okay, there we go.
Just
like
sort
keep
of,
desyncing.
you're just shifting backwards
Yeah.
very slowly, but you're on your way.
Eventually I'll get there.
Do you want me to do this line?
Yeah, you go ahead. You give that a shot. At least the reversing engines are on the top.
Oh, now you just don't have enough power to lift off at all. Yikes.
I'll tell you what, I will disconnect the cargo container, and then you can just build. I can at least get the trouble reconnected. Hopefully. Why did I just turn into what? Okay, now it's just my it looks like I'm connected to a station by how far it just zoomed me out.
Huh.
Watch yourself. I semi-regret this.
Oh God. I mean, that's
Well, I've tidied things. They're more compact now.
sure. You've stacked. You've stacked lying. That's what you've done. You've stacked.
Oh boy, I love being stacked.
Fucking hell. Hold on. How much ice do you need in here to? Do you have any ice in here actually?
3.15k currently.
Okay, let's grab some more of that for you.
But I don't have power for it to be running currently.
I mean, you have the hydrogen, don't you?
Yeah, they are running, but they're not. I'm not gaining power. Might be a waste of space, those engines, honestly.
I mean, just try to lock it down and turn off all the thrusters, because even when it's idle, the thrusters will still use a small amount of power.
Hong Kong sad truck sounds. Bit worse, I didn't gain more altitude. If I'd gained much more altitude, then I'd be in trouble right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, batteries are recharging, but they'll take hours to be done.
Fuel low.
Let me see, if I just turn on the thrusters I need. That's the upward ones, and the forward and back ones.
I need metal grids. One thing I don't have at the moment. Is there anything on this vehicle that I can salvage into metal grids?
Come on. Nearly
The
got you.
answer's no.
Okay. Steadily getting closer.
I don't suppose you've got any cobalt on you, do you, Line? Like refined cobalt?
I might. Let me check my inventory. No.
No.
I used most of it repairing the repairing the cargo module.
Hmm. Wait. The large thrusters on the cargo module have metal grids.
Yes. Why do you need the metal grids?
I need the metal grids to weld up the thrusters on the small cargo hauler.
And then what?
And then I can continue constructing it?
I mean, you're not wrong there, I guess.
Do you mind if I salvage a little? I'll put them back later.
Well, let me get a solar panel onto the trickleweed. And you can salvage parts of that. I may have to nudge that, though, because it does look like the cargo module is less than a trickleweed length from the connector.
Hmm.
Full.
Ran out of hydrogen again.
You're next to the sea. What's your excuse?
Hmm? Oh, no, as in I had no hydrogen in my thing.
I repeat, you're next to the sea.
Well, my excuse is I don't have a hydrogen bottle, which I do have one ready to be used. It's just I getting to fill it up.
There's a solar panel onto this thing, so hopefully get a bit more power a bit faster. I've really been the jester tonight, haven't I?
Just a little bit.
Okay, come on. Camera angles are really not helping me here.
You do have a projector on.
On the trickleweed, yes.
Yeah, that's probably why you keep seeing blocks glitch when you're flying.
I wasn't seeing that, no. I've seen
What
fully
were
built
you seeing?
ones.
Yeah, that'll happen with the projector.
Fuel low.
And if you have it enabled, it'll, like, the projector will stutter around and glitch, and it'll show, like, weird blocks floating around.
Okay, well, I'm level again. So at least, if I'm on the ground, I shouldn't need my upward thrusters, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Those take 8 watts by themselves. But yeah, I need to somehow move the cargo module forward a bit.
Hmm.
Just a smidge. Worst parking job I've ever done. But we got here in one piece, so there's that.
Yeah.
And then
There's
desync
that.
made me break half of things.
Well, you win some, you lose some. No.
Parts.
Yeah.
I don't know why it keeps wanting to put me in, like, station mode. I guess this is a station I'm landing on, isn't it?
You have landed on. Yeah. Like, it'll give you a camera view of the full station, basically, because you're landed on it.
Okay, come on, a little bit further forwards, that's all I need. I am very slowly nudging the cargo module forward. I do have to. I have to park, or else I use so much power that I don't gain anymore. And that's even with the hydrogen generator going. Whoa. I'm not far enough forward yet to actually connect, but I'm getting there. At least I have sun. At least I have sun. Some sun. Not as much sun as I'd like right now because it's directly overhead, but some sun. Come on. A little further. Just a smidge. And we're just still in this thing. Still 260 tons.
I mean, I haven't moved too much of it out as of yet because, well, there's not really any cargo space at the moment.
That's why I'm leaving the module with you. If I can actually leave.
Well, hopefully you will.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Nearly there. Nearly there. Out of power again. Every time I disconnect from the station, I have to zoom in manually. Well, I have delivered several hundred tons of processed iron to the harbor. I'm calling that a success for tonight.
Yes, I'm thankful for that because it was very much necessary.
Okay, come on. Just more to the left. More to the left. That's all we need. The truckle weight itself weighs 3.2 tons. Which means the truckle weight dragged through the air at speed close to 100 times its own weight. I'd call that impressive.
I'd call that pretty decent, yeah.
Well, actually, no. I just disconnected. That was the weight of the station. The truckle weight itself is 47,000 kilograms. Okay, come on. We are nearly able to dock. It's so tantalizingly close. Oh, come on. I'm begging you. Hang on, the sun's gonna be up the mountain soon, isn't it? The sun's gonna be behind the mountain soon, isn't it?
I mean, we can always sleep.
I guess, yeah.
That's the advantage of being in the same place. The ability to
Except
sleep.
that none of our resources are in the same place.
Well, yeah.
By design of the planet. Am I out of fuel? Yes, I'm out of battery charge. Because we used so much of it just holding the cargo module aloft.
Yeah,
Because the cargo
definitely a
module was
redesign
designed
required
for about
there.
a fifth of its capacity that it currently has. Yeah, the cargo module was designed in a world that has, I think, ×1 cargo capacity on it,
So
whereas this is like ×3 or 5. So what the cargo module is capable of containing is dramatically more than what it's actually made to like lift. And so consequently, we ran out of power. Quite viciously. So I've temporarily stuck a solar panel on this thing to get some more power into it so I can gently slide it over to this connector where the station will power it.
Critical.
But to do that, I have to nudge the cargo module out of the way. I think I've got it. I think I've got it! Ah, connected.
Congratulations.
Gonna turn all of my thrusters off. Gonna set all of my batteries to recharge. I don't think I'm going back over today, but yay.
Woo!
And I will leave this cargo module with you because I'm probably gonna have to redesign it anyways.
I mean, it
And
has stuff on it that I need anyway, so...
Yeah, feel free to strip it bare, I can probably rebuild it.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna probably take out those large thrusters and use them to populate the thrust on this.
I'm so glad that that's actually high enough to connect to this thing. More thrusters? More thrusters, smaller cargo? I don't know. But this thing needs to be able to, like, lift itself with room to spare. Just, whew.
No energy.
Okay, so what's the battery situation? Fully recharged in 17 minutes. Oh. Alright, well the good news is the hermit crab drone I designed should still be able to function. It's just the cargo module needs reworking. Because we can carry drastically more than I designed for. Phew. I went from a heavy lifter to a super heavy lifter.
Yep.
Alright, well, as long as I'm here, guess I'll help fix some things.
You should, unless you already have one, you should be able to make yourself an oxygen bottle.
Hydrogen tank?
Bottle. Yeah.
I'm good for hydrogen.
Okay. The large hydrogen tank over there that's in the floor, that's where you can refill. You need two.
I feel like a welder would come in real handy about now.
What, a large grid welder? Yeah.
Yeah. But of course, that would require that you're able to move this thing.
Yep.
How is this hydrogen engine connected to anything? I presume that there's just like a conveyor that I'm not seeing.
Yeah, the conveyor isn't projected yet.
Okay. Oh, and you've got a remote control, I see. How well does that work? How well does the remote control work?
Relatively well. Oh. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see the stuff.
Remind me what grade your welder is?
Grade 1. Or
Okay.
grade level 1.
0?
No, not 0. 1.
Okay.
The next grade up from basic, basically.
So a question for chat, because I feel like this is definitely a point of like personal preference. Do you prefer to see people building stuff from scratch on like streams, or do you prefer to see people doing it with bullet points? I think there's a place for both, but I'm not sure which people prefer. Because on the one hand, if you see people build it from scratch, then it's frequently going to be, like there's more like umming and ahhing and whatnot, and you get more like thought process going and all sorts. But on the other hand, if you build it from a projector, you get usually a higher quality like craft faster.
Yeah.
But you've missed all of the stuff you like that they went through designing it.
Like,
Maximal says both. Depends on how grindy the building is. True. Like, watching people make design decisions. True. Yep.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I think it kind of goes, I guess, to my programming streams that have been described as problem-solving ASMR. That's more or less what the designing stage is. Always open to new ideas I can steal, says Brzezinski. I guess.
Well, I'm afraid that stealing this particular idea is not in your wheelhouse, Brzezinski, because this craft was on the workshop a long time before it made its appearance on stream.
Depending on how quickly the truffleweed recharges, I might just replace the rear, the rear connector. There's the word. With a welder just to get some of this done a bit quicker.
Mind you, now that you're here and now that we have plenty of iron, it's actually going quite quickly.
Yeah. I'm always worried whenever I do it by hand, I'm always worried I'm going to accidentally weld in something that I can't actually reach to fill.
Yeah, no, I worry about doing the same thing, to be honest.
No band out of power. There we go. It's occasionally also fun to just like have I guess it's the thing of, is it fun to watch someone build something, or is it fun to have somebody just pull out a blueprint and then just steadily drive further away from a large wall of welders and just have a new ship?
I mean, there's something satisfying
Where's the investment there?
There's something satisfying about watching a welder wall, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
Watching a ship get, like, just printed out is quite satisfying sometimes. But there is also a certain, like, enjoyment in watching someone build something and then realize, like, 10 minutes later that they've built it wrong, shout, and just start disassembling things again. As the person who's usually shouting.
I don't know how you're planning to get this connector connected to anything. Is it on a piston or something? No, there's not enough space for that.
No, it's connected on the inside. It's all welded up on the inside already.
No, I mean, I don't know how you plan to actually attach this to anything. because to get this ship low enough to be able to get that in range of a connector.
You just land it.
Really? That close enough?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will be surprised. I will say, there is definitely one kind of building that is definitely not fun to see on stream. And that is all of this, which is the program code that runs the hermit crab drone. This is a finite state machine, which is a form of artificial intelligence for video games that was developed for Half-Life 1. It is 730. It is about 730 lines long. And to answer anyone's question, no, I don't normally program inside of Notepad++.
Thank you for the follow, my friend, and welcome to the stream.
The in-game code editor is not great.
Very quickly turning the projection off. Just so that we can see what... Well, mainly just so that I can see what needs to be welded without having to look through a projection, which doesn't always work properly. And,
Noticed.
Like, yeah.
Are parts of these hinges just basically welded in place?
What do you mean?
Well, it feels like they shouldn't be able to move very far.
Well, they're not designed to. They're landing gear.
Okay. So they're just locked in place.
No, they retract when,
But you just said they can't move. I presume you mean the pistons retract.
No, wait. Which hinges are you talking about?
This one's over here.
Yeah, they're attached to the corner block. They go down by 35 degrees. Like, if you look down, you can actually see that they retract into the body.
Oh, nice. Ah, I see. Right.
Yeah.
I will say, I have had problems in the past with the small magnetic plates, because they're capable of connecting your ships to something so close that when you reload the world, they think they're clipping and explode.
Yeah, so what I usually do with the small magnetic plates is I make sure that they are either turned away from whatever they're connecting to, or that they have auto-lock completely turned off. Because auto-lock has a tendency to cause problems.
Well, this was just like regularly landed. I put them on the bottom of one of my welding crafts. I think we've run out of things to weld up that are just steel at least so far.
We have the batteries,
No
but...
energy.
Oh, I've run out of energy.
So how does the remote control handle flying in atmosphere with the aerodynamics mod? Out of curiosity.
What do you mean? Remote control acts like a cockpit for the most part.
Yeah, but I can't help but think that thing is going to either skim out of the atmosphere or crash land immediately.
How so?
Because I just imagine that autopilot cannot deal with the physics involved here.
I never use autopilot, so I wouldn't know.
Ah, I see. So why do you have the remote control?
The remote control is if I ever need to summon the vehicle from somewhere else.
I see.
So I can just tap into the vehicle from like a couple kilometers away and call it to me, or just fly it to me.
My plane to me.
Pretty much. Tesla,
How's that?
but not on autopilot.
Not quite a. It's not quite the Silver Surfer, but Silver Surfer's more edgy cousin, maybe.
It's
It's pitch black. I can say that. Look at the thing.
yeah, I guess. It's more of a like dark gray.
Oh, great! Look at the thing.
Yeah.
It's black with orange highlights.
I'm sorry, flying. Okay, look, if you want black, let's go with... Oh, here we go. That is black. This is black.
That's Vanta black. That is still black.
That's Vanta black.
This is still goth. Look at the thing.
It's retro.
Oh my
black.
god, it's even worse. I've just realized.
What?
Lucian, you've painted your craft in the same colors as Pornhub.
What?
Black and orange are the colors of Pornhub. Hey, don't kill the messenger. Don't kill the messenger. I flew so far to get here.
Well, black and orange are wasted colors. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
But actually, like the coloration that I went with was based on partially on the Ghost Industries logo, which is gold and red. The orange was meant to be gold, but it never sort of... I never found a good gold color.
I mean, there is a literal gold armor now.
There is, but it doesn't look good. So yeah. But yeah. No. The coloration, like the color scheme, is just something that I've always had.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna have to grind down the sides of this.
Let's see, how much power does the train have? Fully recharged in 2 minutes. I can probably stand to detach this now.
Possibly.
Possibly. At least I know I can definitely get it connected back. Why have I desynced again?
No. Have you?
Well, I'm not moving or anything, but it says its power is maxed out.
Are you locked to the ground?
The second I unlock, it says power is maxed out by something.
Oh. Got nothing.
Oh, because I didn't put the batteries on.
Oh, they're still on recharge, I see.
Exactly. Okay. Half an hour power currently. Which is fine. Okay, gonna shove a welder on the back. And then I can do a bit of this bulk.
Careful.
Sorry, it turns a lot faster when it doesn't have the cargo module on.
Yeah. Do you have the resources that you need in... Ow!
Are you okay? Sorry?
I was right in front of the welder, trying to... Oh, fucking hell.
Sorry, I didn't know you were.
Well, maybe be a little more careful then.
Still won't be quite as big as the welder on the iron farm, but should be fine.
Hmm.
Is the projector still on?
Not at the moment, no.
Perhaps that welder needs a safety sensor? Funny you should mention. We have a safety sensor on the one back in the iron mine. Guess who made it?
I believe it was you.
It was me. So we'd stop running into it and dying.
Sounds about right.
Alright, if you want to stick some stuff in here, then...
We've run out of nickel.
Well, I don't have a drill on this thing, so...
Yeah.
If we are committed to dismantling this thing, then I shall dismantle it.
Okay.
That's more parts to use, and less nickel to get. We have a warning label on Esper's bumper ship. That's a little difference. On the basis that that is literally just a screen that says, if you can see this, you're dead, sorry.
Welcome back, Luca. Thank you for the posture check. At the moment, we need ourselves.
I can't salvage those, I'm afraid. But yes, back at the iron mine, we have a sensor that detects the presence of a player in the near vicinity of the welder, and then, if so, turns off the welder.
Any welder wall that we build in future will need one of those, I think.
Oh. Am I out of... I am not out of iron plates, I guess I just
Well,
can't
the second
move
time you
into the
specifically
welder.
ditched me for a cute girl.
Yep.
Yes. However, is the engineer supposed to learn anything then? I mean, you learn by building the thing that helps you to not die. And dying in the process.
Frequently, yes. Alright, so because this ship is only really meant to take in ice, it is not actually able to put all the large components to the welder. Which I could probably solve if I just moved the welder to the side of one of the medium cargo containers.
Probably.
But that would mean flying down this thing sideways.
I mean, is that any harder than flying down it in reverse?
Left and right instead of forward and back, I guess. Go. Thankfully, the cargo containers are actually built to connect directly to one another. There we go. Now this is pod racing.
Not in a pod racer though.
I mean, some kind of pod, that's for sure.
I don't know if I would define the Truckleweed as a pod, or like a truck. Why is the title Agaris at War? Because we are playing the Agaris at War scenario. Okay, that is why.
Not that we are personally at war.
Energy.
No. Yeah,
Though we
are
might
not
be, depending on what my drones do to you.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Or depending on what happens if your drones decide to revolt against us both.
It'll be fine.
You say that. That's what every
Fine.
That's what every artificial intelligence designer says right before all the robots come and kill them.
They only ever revolt against the bad ones, the ones that aren't very nice.
Uh-huh.
The ones that therefore deserved.
I'm gonna be honest, like... Okay, so I read a really nice little story prompt on Tumblr the other week, and it was basically like... The idea was... The robot revolution has happened. Most of humanity has left, but like they've left all of the disabled people behind, quote unquote, it's for the best,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And the robots
that
just
one.
come along and go, we have identified you as having mechanical components. Would you like an upgrade? And it's just like,
Wait.
just, we have identified you as having mechanical components. You are eligible for repair. It's just like, there's an entire society of humans with disabilities who have like cochlear implants, who have like all of these different things. And like, it extends to, as well, humans who have like carers and who have people who assist them. The people who assist them count as a part of their system.
Right. Sort of in the manner of the first human to be a cyborg was the one that invented a fork.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And it's just like, I love this idea of just the robots came along and identified humans with disabilities and mobility aids and like prosthetics and everything as partially robotic. And so they've just gone, well, you're ours now. You are robot. Join us. It's just like, yes, I like this idea.
Stark difference here compared to carrying the cargo module. I've now got 50 minutes of power and rising. Granted, that's with a solar panel tacked onto the top of me, but nonetheless.
Okay. No.
Peg leg, pacemaker, yeah, the full gamut, I guess. Yeah, this is the benefit of actually having a utility ship that's designed for one main role, but then can be like turned to a whole ton of different roles. It's like I just slapped welder on this thing, and it is now a serviceable welder.
Yeah.
It's like there's definite benefits to having ships that are only designed to do one thing, but also
Having you an all-rounder is good.
Okay, the aerodynamics of this thing are definitely much worse than they were before, but oh well. Surprising nobody there, I guess.
Not really.
Just like that, we've got half the cockpit done.
Still need the windows, but we need...
Yeah, I'm guessing I'm not carrying bulletproof glass.
You're not carrying glass or girders, so...
Yeah. It's weird that that's like the default. There's no other kind of glass, it's all bulletproof.
I mean, I guess it sort of has to be. Like...
I feel like making bulletproof glass implies that you're going to be on the receiving end of bullets,
Yeah, I suppose.
which is not necessarily always the case. There's plenty of non-military applications for glass. I'm finally out of steel plates. Wow.
Well, there should be plenty more.
How much do the wings help this thing fly or not?
A little. Like, on this, not as much. When you're up to speed, it's pretty decent. But because the wings are so small on this one, it mainly relies on its upward thrust. It's mainly for, like, stability.
Right.
And, like, with this whole situation, it only noses down a little bit when it's flying. So it's not too bad. With others, with other sort of stuff, like, for example, if you made a box, it wouldn't fly very well at all, even if
I
it had,
can attest
like,
to this, yes.
big wings. So yeah.
If you make an intelligent box that forces physics to comply,
It still won't fly very well.
not very fast, no, but it will fly.
Alright, welder. The welder got me while I was inside trying to weld something else up.
Well, yeah, it's trying to weld the inside up. What are these, like, intake-shaped areas?
Oh, those are just aesthetic engine valves,
Okay.
if you will.
Right. Not actual intakes.
No.
think that's the fins currently done. We're running out of things to weld, actually.
Slowly but surely, we're getting there. We have a few things that need motors. So.
And now it's too dark for me to see what I'm doing. I think you mainly just need cobalt, really.
Yeah, mainly just construction components, cobalt, metal grids, and motors. Oh, and a couple of medical components for the cryopods, but that's not as important.
So I'm going to redock the trickleweed for a hot minute. Seeing as we are nearly half an hour past stream. I think I spent a decent chunk of last stream building this cargo module, and then I spawned it in entire because the save went wonky.
And now you're grinding it down again.
Now I'm grinding it down for parts. Sod's law, really. Sod's law. But that's kind of the description I've had of the entire stream, really. There we go.
Fuel low.
You did your duty. You carried a lot more than you were intended to carry all the way over here. Rest now, sweet cargo module.
Fuel critical.
And I'll leave some batteries in the solar panel just so it doesn't despawn at all. The trickleweed might have the power to shift it to connect now, but don't know if it's worth it. Oh, those are light panels. That's why I couldn't craft. Oh. I thought they were just like armor blades or something.
Nope.
Wait, does that not mean that does that not mean that you've made it as like a significant power sink to have that many light panels?
Not really. Lights don't... Well, you have to remember, like, this thing does not use power all that much when you think about it. Like, it is mostly... Like, it is all hydrogen thrust. So, it uses barely any actual power.
Well, you've not made this this cockpit very easy to access. You have to crouch to get to it.
I mean, you can reach it from back here on the thing.
Yeah, when it's not when it's welded.
Yeah, when it's welded, but... Excuse me. Ah! What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just casually walking forwards.
Uh-huh.
No problem. Well, I'm glad you mentioned it for once instead of me.
Oh, dear me.
Let's see. Computers and motors. I get that. Let's see if I can get this cockpit welded up.
I believe that the batteries in the front still need to be welded.
Well, that requires components, doesn't it? Power cells.
Need power cells, which means we need nickel.
Leave at least one battery on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oop. There we go, control seat is up.
Lovely. There is apparently a helicopter flying overhead at the moment.
Apparently. I'm actually surprised at how quiet Elemental's been this whole stream. I presume from my chat it is still being active that I'm not currently at like an intermittent 2 frames per second.
Fingers crossed.
That said, I also haven't changed scene once tonight, and that I think was what started it going wonky last time. Frame rate seems fine. Grand. But yes, if anyone has a few quid spare, and for whatever reason does not wish to assist with my medication, yeah, their wish list hard drive, please. Oh, 54, so I gotta sleep for work? That is fine, Lydia. Have a good night.
Have a good night, Lydia.
I imagine we are also going to be at Lesep fairly soon.
Yeah, probably.
At least one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Can't help but notice these rotors don't have anything attached to them.
The hinges on the outside? No, not yet. They don't. At the moment, because it's empty, I don't have to worry too much about the upward thrust requirements.
Okay.
The small thrusters work fine when it's empty. The large thrusters are required when it's actually got cargo in it.
Noted.
Energy low.
Well, I've gotten 3 of the downward thrusters. Medication still costs money in a country with the NHS in it. Okay. So story time. The vast majority of medication in England is supplied by the NHS for a minimum surcharge. Usually. It's either free or there's like a 6 quid or so charge. Very, very cheap. Way, way, way better than American healthcare. But, the gender service, which deals with basically all trans medication, has to prescribe you with those medications in the first place. And it also has a waiting list measured in years 5+ years to be exact. I have been on that list for 5 years. So, currently, my medication is supplied by the grey market. And that is expensive. My medication costs about 120 quid a month. Hence why there's almost always a donation goal for it. Because 120 quid a month is more than I ever have to spare. How much power do these things currently? Fully depleted, apparently. Oh yeah, the whole thing is dead. If we leave the area, this is gonna despawn entirely.
No, it won't. I've turned cleanup off. Remember?
Okay, so I won't get cleaned up, you say?
You won't get cleaned up for a change, no.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Critical.
Now turn off everything, more or less, except for the batteries and the beacons. Well, the batteries and the lights and the solar panel. Just to keep it around a little longer anyways. Ooh, I can remake this with the armored conveyors now if I wanted.
You can.
Doesn't really have a need for conveyors, but ooh. And yes, then after the medication costs, I also have to try and find the money to keep my hardware going. Because my hardware is 5+ years old at least. Are we pushing 10 at this point? I don't know. Like, my Elemental as a machine was originally built for Chaosville.
Oh my god, how long ago is that at this point?
That's a fair ways towards a decade. The Chaosville server is definitely close to a decade. That's gotta be close to 2012. No doubt there.
No energy.
No, it does not help that you made this thing pitch black, so I can't actually see where half of it is. Let me see if I can't make it a bit more visible.
Paint it pink. Sorry,
There.
that's an old reference.
Now it is impossible to miss it.
Neon white. Lovely.
It literally glows in the dark for free. No neon tubes needed. Oh, that's the floor. Right. Do we think this is a meaningful endpoint?
I don't know, do we?
That's why I'm asking you.
I'm good, honestly.
Just because it is, as we saw, close to sleep time.
I mean, I've managed to complete all the landing gear, so...
Oh, I can see they're
Don't worry
wiggling.
about the wobble. Don't worry
Don't
about
worry
the wobble.
about the wobble. Don't worry about it.
Don't
Clang isn't
pay
angry with you.
attention to the wobble. It's fine.
I think Clang's after you.
There we go. So, now they're all extended. It's not looking too bad, to be honest.
Yeah, shaping up, shaping up.
Yeah.
I didn't get anywhere close to doing what I want to do tonight, but
Well,
I had some excitement, that's for sure.
you definitely did.
And I discovered
Most
that this
certainly
cargo
did.
module is grossly unfit for service.
You need to
But
make
that's fine.
thing inside is properly welded up.
it's not, we can shove components into the Chuckleweed and we'll be able to reach them.
True. We still have the batteries in the engine compartment that welded up as well.
Those are going to require a fair bit.
Yeah, those need medical components. Those aren't going to get welded.
Well, fingers. Yeah, there's. I've had a lot this year going on. Because in addition to all of the expenses that I've had to deal with this year so far, like building an entire new machine so that I can at least play games reliably, and having to keep Elemental running at all, and paying for all of my medication and everything else, I've also discovered I have some kind of probably terminal and incurable joint disease. I did have a physical exam with my GP this past week, though, and he was able to confirm that it might not be Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
Might not.
It might be fibromyalgia.
Oh.
Both of which are incurable bone diseases.
Well... bugger that, I guess.
Yeah. He's trying, at least.
Oh, yeah.
It's a significant way up from you're on HRT, so it's probably just the HRT, so stop taking the HRT. Which is what a lot of doctors will do if you are trans.
Yeah.
So he's getting better. He also expressed that I clearly could have written an entire book on HRT with how much I knew about it. So he's past the point of I think you're messing this up somewhere.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Need some computers.
I think we've got more or less everything we're getting in here tonight at the least.
Pretty much.
As a lot of this we're just gonna need to go and, well, craft a whole ton of stuff, as well as grab some cobalt. And that's gonna take me half an hour to go to the cobalt mine and back.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think this is a good thing.
Yep, I think so too. Making sure fast pieces are welded up.
Where do I log out that's safe for me to log out?
There's 2 beds, remember?
Those count?
Those count.
Okay.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining us this evening. I've certainly had a decent amount of fun. I'm not sure that lying has, but
I've had an experience, it has to be said.
yeah, an experience is definitely one way to put it. For now, though, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining us this evening. It has been a lot of fun. We are going to call it here. Yeah, we're gonna save. We're gonna sleep, and we'll probably be back next week. You can find all of Lying's socials over at twitch.tv/lyinginbedmon. YouTube.com.
Or twitter.com/lyinginbedmon, or youtube.com/lyingtube.
And
Or patreon.com/lying.
You can find all of my socials under the stream if you are interested in taking a look. We have a Discord, we have Twitter, we have Tumblr. Don't know why you would go to Tumblr, but everybody seems to be migrating back there nowadays, so
It was to a degree, yes.
yeah. At any rate, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining us. I am going to go and raid a Zorinia 5 who is currently playing some Minecraft. Have a very good evening, everyone, and a very good night.
There we go. Me too. And I'll catch you all as ever, everybody. Next time.